everything in this movie unfolded because this woman couldn't keep her hands off this bag of drugs. She went and got a trench coat and now she thinks she's Inspector Gadget of the narcotic unit. Go sit your ass down. And where did you get a taser from? Did you just so happen to know you was finna commit a crime today? Dedication to the craft of committing crimes. She was thinking everything is sweet, but what she don't know is she done used salt, ruining the entire dish. We get introduced to our main character, a mysterious man who runs a pawn shop. I'm gonna call him Tay. And the catalyst that awakens his wrath, sort of. This little girl, Somi, the daughter of the go-go dancer that stole the envelope of drugs. The mother of this girl was so lost in life, she had her daughter eating food with some random dude the neighbors think is a thug. She got her priorities wrong. She should be worried about her daughter and not drugs. She heard the first D in the word and got confused. Then she gonna show up like she cares about her daughter, at the same time flirting with Tay as she accusing him of preying on her daughter. What? And then she pawns the camera. She just kept doing stupid shit. It was like the idea of being smart gave her hives. Because peep this, she betrayed the person she did the job with, like he didn't know where she lived. You can't backstab someone and not run to a different town. But that wasn't it. She still kept doing more stupid shit. Right after the dude pulled up on her and threatened her, she was like, okay, that was a light little threat. And then started partying like a 70s rock star. She told that man she wanted half the product, but we definitely know it wasn't to sell it, unless it was on a boat called a syringe, entering the sea known as her veins. She cared so much for her daughter, she sent her away to play in the middle of the night to take a trip on a pointy rocket ship, getting high like the sky. She was no fucking Einstein, leaving Somi to go back to Tay's place seeking refuge for the night. Crazy thing is, the mother was just calling him a creep, damn near Jared without the subway. But Somi get to talking with Tay only listening, and she get to spilling some of her tragic lore. Asked him if he wanted to know what her nickname was. Garbage. Damn, not even trash. They had to pick the more filthy variant. Shit, why stop there? Get even more messy. Call me landfill. The next day, Tay stopped and visited his, I'll spoil it for you, his wife and child's monument. When he came across a scene unfolding involving Somi, her life was slipping further into depths of tragedy, being beaten up by an angry parent. All the while, the police were there, stopping the angry woman like, no, stop, that's enough. Stop hitting her. But he just walked away. He did not want to witness such a sad scene. And I concur. I don't like sad movies myself. I tend to avoid them. But it looks like the mother's stupidity compounded, gaining a massive amount of interest, and now she finally has to pay it back. The people she stole the drugs from pulled up on her, used Batman-approved methods of extracting information, then got the whereabouts of the drugs. And then they pulled up on Tay because the camera bag she pawned yesterday had the drugs in it. I guess she just kept a little sample with her. She wanted to make sure the product was good, because she definitely had a spoonful like it was NyQuil. The thugs were standing inside Tay's pawn shop / apartment, just waiting in the dark. Like, what if Tay was out for the night? They were just gonna stand there? But lucky for them, Tay did arrive. An orange jacket got the acting unusual, pulled a knife out on him, and got to take it from him. But this is ass. The bravado left this nigga body faster than air during meditation. Breathe in, breathe out. And once that knife got taken from him, it was breathe out. Why did that knife grant him the confidence of a seasoned vet? Nigga held that knife like it was a Zonpak toe, waiting for him to say Bankai. But Big Dude in the cutthroat was his moment to shine. Dropped his bolt cutters, he was feeling too tough, and stepped up to the plate. Confidence to these niggas was like a mental ailment that only put them in danger. But another thug showed up, Rowan. His weapon of choice, a phone, and it worked better than anything the other two tried. Jong, the ringleader of the thugs, took the mother and Somi, and that had Tay changing his tune so quickly, he didn't want to give him the bag at first. But once he said, I got the girl, nigga, he was like, oh my bad. He handed that bag over with the quickness. The man took the drugs, and this dude spilled about $15 worth.
You dropping bread, baby!
And then brushed his teeth with at least $20 of it, minimum. Then Rowan off the big dude. Like, damn, I lost. I can't try again. There's no tomorrow. Then he couldn't catch them. Now he was back in the darkness of his place, just wallowing, until he get a call from the thugs, giving him a job to do, so he could get them back, make a delivery. While the entire time they followed him, he picked up a package. It was drugs. Then he had to drop them off by 6 p.m. and he'll have them back by 9 p.m. I can already tell that's a lie. The mastermind, this is stupid. He didn't even have to poke the bear anymore. He's creating problems for himself. But I learned later why he's doing it. Still stupid. So Tay pulled up for the delivery, and this man asked him to take a seat. My God, you never asked the DoorDash driver to have a seat like it's an episode of Oprah. Dr. Phil, what you want, a Q&A, nigga? Take this bag of pixie powder so I can go. Dude gonna sit his big ass down nice and slow and ask Tay if he came alone. Whoa, I don't like the sound of that. I'm certain Diddy said that same exact string of dialogue at one point in his life, and I don't wish to hear it. Now we're having tea? Do I like Miss Daisy? I would hate to be a delivery man and this happens. Oh, I don't have the money to pay for this pizza. Then why the you order it? Like, damn, I just want to leave. Please. Gotta be the magic word to free me. I don't know why this big ass sweater is making me so mad. And what are you taking notes for? Like you're a waiter. But Tay had enough, pulled out the pissy sticks, but in baggy form, and said, delivery done. Where's Somi? But the entire delivery was a setup. Jong had enough of working for his brother and went full snitch. He want that man up out of there and his position. Snitching on your brother to take over is kinda crazy. Nigga up there with Scar. Not gonna lie. I'ma call this man Boss O. I can't say his real name. Boss O grabbed a bag of cake mix. He didn't like the flavor and tossed it. Had Tay looking like an upstart beauty YouTuber or a chef that got into a fight with a mixing bowl and lost. Then they thought of jumping him. Imagine having the favorite snack of most celebrities in the 90s in your eyes, unable to defend yourself, just tasting knuckles and feet, then floating. No Pennywise. And that poor decision making by them to toss him out the window put Tay at the perfect place at the most opportune time. He seen Boss O escaping into his car from the police, jumped on top and posed. This nigga Tay hero landed, thinking he had the same time frame as superheroes. Nope. Boss O just backed up, having Tay swimming on the ground. Tay's quick thinking allowed him a chance to get Boss O, but after getting out of the car, something stopped him, grabbed him, paused him dead in his pursuit of Boss O, stole his ability to move any further. It was Somi's mother, organless body. That posed enough of a distraction, he got arrested, but escaped. We now have grandmas out here setting niggas up. This man was trying to be a good Samaritan and help this old lady out. His reward? An ass whooping and kidnapping. But as they took him, they dropped off Somi to the old lady. Why? I can't begin to assess the mind of a freaky nigga and their strange tendencies. The old lady brought Somi to an old dusty ass room and trapped her in there with other children, like that fat ass witch I tried to eat Hansel and Gretel. Oh wait, the man that got taken was the one who did the initial drug theft with Somi's mother? Oh, get him up out of here. Man's creating problems like a mathematician, but lacked the ability to solve them. But the carnage continued. You know Boss O, he's gone. But I'm sorry, you're already gonna kill me. I'm not willingly letting you put something in my mouth like you're a dentist. I'm dead anyway. Let me have one last hurrah. No. Thomas, I'm here, open your mouth. Make me open my mouth. Do it for me.
Whoa.
Not like that. But Tay, now free from the confines of prison, being the actual place and not his depression from the loss of his family. But he now has a place to channel it, this rage. He pulled up on his loan shark with the phone from Zhang, and guess what? He needed answers about it. And the dude had two choices, help or get... They really be fake tough. Man looked distraught, and he didn't even get touched yet. At least similar to a person who's ready to toss them bitches. Even if the confidence artificial, it's better than being a bitch off rip. You was just pretending to be a thug. We caught you. You gotta pretend to be tough until the end. Your people were still experiencing a good old-fashioned ass whooping, no belt, and you were ready to turn on them. Okay, we're getting somewhere. He was grabbing a sword. A strange choice. Never mind. Tay told him to stay his ass right there. He'll be over there to assist him in a second. Had him on his knees, and he didn't even need to be Ron Garcia. Just the thought of the punishment made him submissive, and he was ready to expose any and every secret he had to Tay. He saw his people get hurt and was like,
self-love first, right? That's the law of nature. Love yourself first.
The man was singing, and he didn't even need a studio. Tay, armed with this new information and a willing helper, he heads to a club, and Tay was on timing, and it wasn't good for anyone, especially Do-Chi. Man put out a knife only to have it sheathed in his own shoulder. Trash. Tay went straight into interrogation about the location of Somi, but see, he's tough. He was a trash person through and through. No persona, never mind. He fought the urge to sing for as long as he could. He was Mariah Carey at heart. He couldn't help himself. He needed to sing, but Do-Chi's information was as up to date as a yellow page in 2025. Useless. He didn't know anything. Getting bodied, but not by Tay, his own people. Rowan, that man Tay was gone. Hopped right back into the bathroom, turning into a hide-and-seek demon. Had this man Rowan shooting at everything, only to lose his gun and had his throat played with, moving a squabble inside the stall for some private time. Just a lot of grunting and face grabbing and pinning their backs against the wall until they started boxing. Tay was slipping in some gut shots in there too cleanly, then wham, through the stall door. This was the most silent beating I heard. The only indicator of a squabble was the grunts of pain and a slapping of meat. Rowan took out the swiftest two-piece like he was a bikini salesman, and it was shocking. Had Tay off screen for a second, cheeks probably burning. Up on their feet, Tay and Rowan wanted to go hit for hit like a versus battle, but needed no music. The pity pat of hands sounded in a way remnant of a song, Knuck If You Buck. I guess Tay had enough and saved from Rowan because he was like, where's my gun? Tay did not like that. It was a fireable offense, shooting during the exchanging of hands, so he tried to axe him. And for some reason, Rowan wanted to take the fight to the dance floor, but Zhang stopped it, putting the phone on the floor in the club because the cops was there. But the phone call was for no reason. All it did was piss Tay off even more. I don't understand. Then Tay had to go get a bullet removed by a real one. Off-rip surgery? Crazy. Dreamt about about his wife, losing his wife, gave himself a cut, acquired a weapon, and it was time to go. Tay found himself a claw machine with an auto order sign and decided to stake it out, and it paid off when a child came and used the machine, leading Tay to this arcade looking place, and he dead ass missed Somi. The movie would have damn near been over if he turned around and saw her, but following the boy, he ended up being chased by the police, beat on him but only a little, jumped from a window and stole a taxi. Then he followed the boy back to this building, which happened to be an organ factory, and that's when he finds proof that Somi was in this very building at one point in time, and he got active, just wiping on every adult in that building. If you could not be a part of the kid next door, Tay had him looking like this man. Man-Suk still didn't get the message. If only he would have handed over the girl, but he still didn't learn. He assumed he was still in charge. He still had the power to contend against a demon like Tay, who didn't even know this himself, but he just needed a reason to unleash his wrath. This man set up a Saw level trap before leaving, giving Jong nothing but time to repent on his decisions, then reducing the entire human organ factory to nothing but flames and a fleeting thought. But now we are approaching the final act. Man-Suk was wrestling with the idea he was now powerless, but that wasn't something he was willing to accept, so he needed to reinforce the schizophrenic idea he was Rick Ross.
Shit, I'm a boss.
Nigga was damn near stomping his feet, hoping we would believe he was a boss. But come on, that's asking a lot, like me believing in the tooth fairy. Why the f she want gold plated teeth but it's plated in plaque? And you know how he reinforced his confidence? Somehow taking Somi eyes was the boost he needed. Okay, what the hell? Straight to harassing the child. This man is too tough, the toughest. Tay approached the location of the final showdown on Dolo, room brimming with victims. Man-Suk presented a pair of eyes to Tay, eyes he proclaimed to be that of Somi, and just like Naruto losing control to the Nine Tails during the Pain Invasion arc, under his most stressful, powerless moment, Tay was experiencing something similar, pure wrath. And then he freed his pistol and let it sink, leading the extra to the afterlife, looking for no cover, just revenge, as he walked through bullets seeking only victims. But come on, he had to die behind something, like he can't die before he sees revenge through. Man-Suk fled while leaving his men behind to be victims. Even without his gun, Tay was still added him nicely to King Yama's book, blocked a bat with his arms, no reaction, told this nigga, let me see that knife real quick. I promised to give it back. He was lying. Maybe he wasn't. He gave it back to him in his guts, weaved the bat, all the while still gut deep in this man. I don't know why he just doesn't fall. You can't be getting paid that much. You had 7 inches in you. I think you filled your quota, because your quota was definitely filled. Tay was dancing through the NPCs. Even when the bat struck his calf muscle, an injury that would bench many a basketball player, he was still going. Rolled this man up WWE pin style, dragged him to the side, asked him to examine his knife real quick, and started stabbing everyone. All the while still dragging this man. Never mind. He was not getting his knife back. He's gone. Let me take a second. I'm just baffled. The level of stupidity that affects the mind of NPCs employed by antagonists in any movie universe. It must be something that eludes scientists, therapists, specialists, because the pay must be good. Has to be good. Like once you retire, you're living like a Bezos good, because there's no way I'm fighting this hard for a man that left. He hit me one time, I'm like, I'm gone. I did all I could do. I seen it through, just not to the afterlife. But that aside, watching one man turn a once white room crimson like a group of kids finger painting a recreation of that one scene from Carrie wouldn't have you at least at the bare minimum make you second guess your commitment to a life of crime? You said hell no? I'm pussy? Understandable. Meow. What? After finishing off the last NPC, plunging his blade into his neck like a Glade air freshener, Rowan shot the tube of eyes. Damn, you have to be a to the end, huh? You have to be a bitch and put down his gun for about a hand, but still take out a weapon, okay? Tay was not playing. Rowan was swinging for the fences. Tay was barely moving, wearing a grimace of disinterest. They were going blade for blade, slice for slice. Nah, Rowan, you're not bad, but this is not gonna cut it. Or him. See, did Tay catch and block the blade of Rowan's knife with his? He was locked in. You could lose a finger like that. There was not enough length to the blade. The margin for error was small, but he didn't care. He was willing to sacrifice his arm on some Edward Elric timing, just for his revenge, just for get back, for Somi. But speaking of fingers, Tay grabbed and started bending Rowan fingers like a stress test, started blocking and moving around his body like he was attempting to fold some origami, all the while introducing the tip of his blade to his body, back against the wall. I'm not gonna lie, he should have shot him. I do not root for bad guys, but Tay was on different timing. He was gonna win regardless, even if that meant turning into a cane torso, treating his hand like a grilled cheese sandwich. It didn't matter. Man-Suk has to be one of the most embarrassing villains I ever seen in my life. He was acting tough the entire movie, but that facade came crashing down faster than a game of Jenga. This nigga, I can't. What do you say to this? If this man was willing to beg the police for help, why didn't he just give Tay the girl back? He obviously has no pride. pride or brains. But after that great display of revenge, we all can agree he was about to because he thought he felt the little girl. But she was still alive. Rowan saved her. So to end the movie off, Tay bought the girl a lot of stuff because he now has to go to jail for rampaging through the city and beating on the officers. Not gonna lie, they could have kept the police aspect if you ask me. Tay did more than they did. They only acted because they were chasing him. But I digress. Thanks for watching. Until next time.